Hello, this is Crypto CJ's Trade of the Day. It's the Friday afternoon edition, and we had Bitcoin pumping quite nicely. Let's get that that chart up, and we'll check it out. All right, this is my 5-minute chart, and I'm assuming you guys can see it because Zoom is telling me you can. And it pumped up above 49. It's been swatted down once today at this level. And looks like it's dropping again. So that 49,000 area seems to be an area of resistance, at least today. Let's look at the day chart. And we're still in my channel here, and I drew a smaller one. I had a trend line going here, but I'm getting more of a channel vibe now from this. These light blue lines, see if it can break through. I'd like to see it break through, test, and then shoot up, get us over 50 this weekend. That would be cool if the whales would just say, you know, we're going to let things alone, see what happens, and maybe we can bring some retail investors in, other than us, to pump this market. So look at the 1 hour. Yeah, pretty nice move the last few days. A couple little drawbacks here, but you know, since the 19th, we're up quite a bit. Where's that ruler? Yeah, nearly 12% on Bitcoin. So cool. And let's look at Ethereum as well. We had a really nice trend line going up here for a while, and then it broke during the week. And now we're going back into a channel. So I went ahead and made those lines, drew those lines there. And it's dropping a bit, so this could squeeze around this 3,300 level. Yeah, and it's already been swatted down a couple times at 3,300. So that seems to be an area that Ethereum will struggle to push through and hold. Be nice to turn that resistance into support. See what happens over the weekend. The weekends have been pretty active last few 4 to 6 weeks. So any questions on Ethereum or Bitcoin, about the markets in general? Yeah, I think
anyone see Bitcoin? There's somebody on the Crypto Banter, one of their people sees the potential for Bitcoin down in the 20s due to the Elliott wave or the Wyckoff, which I'm not sure which.
Yeah, I've heard that gentleman. His name escapes me, but there are a couple, naysayers out there thinking, Bitcoin has a chance to go down to 20. It does. I mean, anything can happen. Though I thought this last dip sequence we had, let's go back to the day chart, seemed to have a pretty strong bottom here at 30. Oh, I'm on Ethereum, dadgummit. But it looks kind of similar structure-wise. Yeah, this line is held pretty strong. I mean, it dipped below a couple times to like 28.8, 29, but this seems to be where people want to buy. So I think it would be remarkable for the bears to push it below 30 again. We could have some significant news event or a stock market crash or something like that. But well, black swan event.
Every time it touches down there, the volume goes way up and people buy. You can see those big
volume spikes. See these volume candles spiking big in this area.
Buying.
So I think whales and institutions are accumulating at this level.
Could that Elliott or Wyckoff wave take us back to 30, or are we expecting that probably won't happen?
I think it's unlikely. And I think a majority of the the crypto talking heads that I listen to think it's unlikely as well. But you know, there's probably some buy orders down there. Can't hurt. Will ties up your money, I guess, a little bit. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with putting in low buy orders. I do it all the time. So not that low, but I'm not familiar enough with Wyckoff and Elliott waves to show them on charts and talk about them intelligently. So I mean, I've heard of them, and I've seen other people you know teach them and chart about them, but I try to keep my charting to about Fibonacci extension. Fibonacci levels is the most complex I go on my charting. So that's and on this program, I usually just deal with the basics, RSI, MACD, and things like that. But yes, I'm familiar with those those opinions. Just think they're unlikely. All we can really deal with is probabilities here. Sometimes I hear other people talk on shows like this, and I said, can you just have an opinion? Can you just say something and stick to it? But you know, there's just no way to do that and be honest. So, all right, let's look at Altcoin Alert. Alrighty then, top 5 scores. We had overall a pretty mostly trending up day. Axie has been a regular occupant of the top 5, 96.7 score. It made my list today. I looked at a couple trades with it. I should have taken one and I didn't because I had done an Elder Impulse search and traded something else instead, but we'll look at that later. Let's look at Axie now and see if there's something we can do with it. On the day chart, big pumping up since July. Did shoot up to $80 a couple of weeks, so about a week ago. Well, 17th, today's the 20th, 3 days ago, and then dropped pretty hard from there, and it's slowly trending back. So it's mostly trending up today. Towards the top of the Bollinger Band on the 5-minute. Not seeing a real good entry. Trying to think if I could show you something I'd like to see on the 5-minute chart. Now I've done a couple RSI alerts on this, but they didn't hit. So it's mostly staying above the 30 on the RSI. So it hasn't hit, you know, oversold areas today. So I guess at this point I would, you know, there's some resistance in this area around $72. It's a little dip here to 71.70. So I think I would set my alert down here around 72 or 71.50 and try to catch it in a dip. Make sure it has some evidence of recovery and then pull the trigger. So that's what I would do with that one. All right, let's see what else recommend. Matic. Well, someone called me today and we actually talked about Voyager. He has some funds on Voyager. I don't know if I've gone over this. It is on Binance, that's right. I should pay attention to this more often. It just got listed today. How did I not know this?
Yeah.
2100. Was there a sig dev about this? I missed it. I would have been all over this. Huh. That's not confidence inspiring, is it? All right, so we have a new listing on Binance with VGX. And it's around $4. The gentleman I was speaking to is Canadian, and I guess this is a bigger platform in Canada. He said he bought it in May, and then it took a dump on the 19th with everything else. Went down from like 450 down to about 80 cents, but it's come back. Now it's around the $4 level. So I haven't shown you guys that history, but let's see if we can find another on Uniswap. Don't usually look at the wrapped. No, that's no good. So anyway, it's in a squeeze now, trending down. Not sure what to do with this. If you bought it now, SMA line's 2%. Resistance here at about 5%. More resistance here at about 10. It's got one of those squeezy, dip cycles. I don't like to trade these. Well, it did puncture through the SMA line, so technically we'd start again with this one here. So 1 dip, 2 dips, 3 dips, shot up. Well, that was a pretty good dip cycle. 3.5%. Bounces off here, goes through another dip sequence. So seeing some support, resistance here. Probably try to catch it around 385 or so and then reevaluate. All right. And then I wanted to look at Matic. Should have this on, no, that list. All right, Matic on a day chart, recovering pretty well in the last month or so. It's gone up 140%. Dang, nice. It still has a ways to go to get to its day before the crash high of 273. So that's encouraging. On the hour, trending up since yesterday. And top of the Bollinger Band now, but Bollinger Band's bubbling, sort of the reverse of the dip sequence we like to see. You might be able to catch this around this resistance or support here, around 152. See if it would pop up to this area here. That's kind of risky for 2%. Don't like it. Probably play it safe, and got support down here around 147. I think I like that better as an entry. Set an alert in this vicinity. Try to catch it. 3 or 4% up to the SMA line. I think that's a lower risk play. Not sure if it'll do that today, but might do so tomorrow. All right, well, those are the 3 I want to check out on the AA scores. You guys want to look at any others? All right.
What about GRT?
GRT. I am loving GRT because I am in that one from Wednesday. This is more of a swing trade for me.
I just got out of it a few minutes ago, but I want to see if I can get back in.
Yeah, I'm in. I made a low buy order on this a couple days ago at 85 cents, and I've been moving a stop loss up. I described this in some detail on Monday, how I like to do that. I'd rather use an OCO function like Binance has, but I have this on Coinbase. They don't have an OCO function. OCO is one cancels the other. You can do a stop loss and an exit. You can do 2 sell orders in the same trade. I really like that. Coinbase Pro doesn't have it. So I just have to keep moving my stop loss up. But yeah, it went all the way up to 109, which in retrospect, maybe I should have gotten out then because I got my stop loss around. Oh shoot, I might be out. I didn't even look. But hey, enough about my trade. Let's see what we can do with this.
But first, how many? You said you get up in the morning, you like pick 3 or 4 coins that you want to look at that day.
Yeah.
How many open positions do you like have where you're moving the stop losses? Like, what can you manage and still have a life?
It's not that
Or do
hard.
you? Or do you?
No, well, that's from, I've got GRT, Ethereum, and Link from Wednesday, where I did set low buy orders and they all hit when we had a dip on that day.
Okay.
And so I just look at it in the morning when I first get up, I move it up, I check it usually in the afternoon again, either reevaluate and then again in the evening. And since those are swing trades and they have stop losses already, I'm not as attentive to those as I am to my my day trades, and also anything on leverage tends to have my attention. So but I don't, and I do some computer work, and so I have one screen on that, one screen on I might send an email, do a post on social media or in the Slack group or something like that. So I go back and forth. It doesn't consume my whole day, but a portion of it. And I get away from the computer for yeah, I discussed this in a video I have, a day in the life of a day trader, and you guys
Well,
might
you
want
got
to check that out.
like 16 things you do, like one after the other, and that was interesting. I'm
Yeah,
just trying to get a sense of the flow of your day and how this happens, because you're always going to lunch and seeing a friend and going for your daughter, and I'm thinking, well, that sounds pretty good, but like, how
yeah,
many of these things can you follow and do that?
yeah. Well, that video is accurate. So that's mostly what I do, and then I take a break in the middle of the day from about 11 to 2,
Mhm,
because the crypto tends to be slow then. So
mhm.
I just I work out, take a shower, have lunch. That's then, and then I usually do some stuff from my phone, so I'm not sitting in front of a computer. I'm in my recliner working on my phone, doing some emails and post that way. So, and then I go back to the computer for a few hours, and I usually work till 7 or 8 in the evening. It helps that I'm a bachelor, so
Exactly. Well, I thank you. I think everybody here is just kind of interested. I mean,
Yeah.
you're the day trader. I don't know any other day traders. I just am very curious, like when you did that video about your day.
Mhm.
And I'm not going to hold you to it. It's not like you had to punch a clock and go work out at noon or
No,
anything, but I'm
no,
just
and
curious.
the market often dictates. Sometimes I'll miss a workout because the market's crazy in the middle of the day, which is unusual. But
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
or sometimes it's slow in the morning, and I'll work out then instead, and start that portion of my day and come back to it. I'm not that rigid on it, but yeah. And
That
if
sounds kind of
I tried real hard, I could probably work this around a job, but I just don't want to. So hopefully it doesn't come to that. We'll see.
good for you.
Anyway,
Okay.
where was I? GRT, and I think it's Massimo asked about it. So obviously I like this one. I'm in it. It's been pumping since earlier in the week. Pretty much yesterday had a really nice move, dropped a little bit today. 5-minute chart. Do we have a trade? I'm seeing some of these squeezy drops that I don't like that much. It's bubbled a little bit, squeezing again. Wouldn't surprise me if it went into a dip sequence. And yeah, it dropped down here. Bitcoin dropped a little bit right around 11:30 Pacific earlier today. And this did the same. It came back from it, came back again. It's Bitcoin dropping again. Yeah, it broke through 49. Now it's dropping. We'll see if it holds. So GRT seems to be following that. I'm not seeing a good entry here. There's some support at 102.8, but we're almost there now. And we're barely below the SMA line on a squeeze. So I try to get in below $1. I think that would be a good entry on this.
I was
I'd be
thinking
able to,
like 96 or something like that. Again, that's what I did, 96, and then sold at
Okay.
105.
yeah. 96 back to here would be 8%. That's nice. Is it probable today? You know, I don't know, probably not, but unless we have a big dump. Might catch it over the weekend if we have some shenanigans by the whales. Or just some, you know, some low volume stuff. But like I said earlier, the weekends have been busier lately. So yeah, I'd like GRT below $1, probably below 90 cents if possible, but I don't know if it's going to do that in the near future. Okay. Any
Thank you.
others? Go ahead.
No, I said thank you.
Oh, you said
But
thank you.
maybe,
Okay.
well, I have another one. AMP is being like at 6 cents forever.
AMP. I've heard of that. I don't think I've traded it.
Oh, you haven't? Okay.
I can look at a chart. Let's look at the Coinbase chart. I think that's where most people trade this. Yeah, I had the listing in June. Had a pretty big move in late July, almost 10 cents. And like Massimo said, stuck at 6 cents forever. Trending up and then dropping a little bit today. Yeah, some short-term support here. Just below 6 cents. We try to catch it down here. 5.95 cents, something like that. Not that familiar with this one, but from what I see on the charts, that's where I would set an alert down here and try to catch it. It's below 6 cents. All right,
Thanks.
you're welcome. And let's do an Elder Impulse search. Okay. Based on this search this morning, I traded ADA. And I'm going to show you what not to do because I messed this trade up. Yeah, I can use this. Do you guys like the dark or the light, or no opinion on the charts I show?
I
I
like
like
dark.
the dark. Looks
Dark?
good.
People love in the dark. Okay.
It's easier to see for
Yeah,
me.
the-
That's the
The
question.
lines jump out nicely.
All right. Well, this is the chart
You
I'm
ask.
using. Well, that's fine. I will do that then. I mean, this show's for you guys, not me. So I bought this after a second dip this morning. One of my alerts went off. I had bullish divergence. And I thought I am good to go. And I saw it was a second dip and I thought, oh, I almost have a MACD cross here, but not quite. So I got in at 2.49. And had I just waited for a third dip, I would have been golden, because I could have caught this right about here after I had, ridden this up 2%. I had 10x leverage going. It would have been 20%. But no, instead I got stopped out by this candle here, below 241. So, patience pays. It's a classic 1, 2, 3 dip. 1, 2, 3. Bitcoin dropped a little bit. That's what cost me. Had I been on a spot trade, I probably would have ladder bought down here and then gotten out where I got in on the first one. That would have worked well too. You can do that on leverage, but it's really risky. So I was impatient and it cost me, but try to wait for the third dip, or at least better confirmation than what I had. Let's look at this MACD again. I think it was this tiny little cross here that I relied on, and that's just not enough. So it's easy to get on here and talk about the wins, but you guys should know about the losses too, and what not to do. So that's that one. And that was a recommendation, and it did go up. I mean, it did drop from the time I looked at it around 8 or 8:30. I saw this drop and I thought, this is going to go into a dip sequence. I'm all over it. I talked on Monday about how in a pumping market, a lot of times you don't get a third dip. So, and so that MACD cross is sometimes a confirmation, but it's got to be better than what I showed you. So.
Can you compare XLM to this? Because I toyed between both of those hit the altcoin alert the other night, and I chose the other.
Okay, let me make one more
Not that
point.
either of them did anything.
Yeah, I'll get right back to that. If I'm relying on a MACD cross, you want to see some separation between the lines like this, not this tiny little thing that I was looking at. So anyway. All right, so you want to look at XLM?
Yeah, in comparison to this ADA.
Okay. Okay, here's XLM, and when did we get the sorry, I was half distracted by wanting to make my MACD point, and I didn't hear everything you said, Laura. When did you get the alert or the indication to trade XLM?
I believe last night.
All right, so I'm on the 15-minute chart. Last night it's going to be right around here. You know what? I don't know off the top of my head how to add another. I've seen Bryce do it, but how to add another chart on here.
It was at 36 cents, 0.36391, whatever time that was.
All right,
And
looks like
it's been that forever, I swear. Kind of like
0.36.
Massimo's.
Yeah. All right, 363 right around here. Is at 9 o'clock last night Pacific time. It went up there, went up to 37, broke through 38, down to 37 again. So it has broken that 36, 37 range, and it's up to 38 now.
I'm still in the position, but I mean, for 2 cents, it wasn't. I mean, that didn't even qualify as a percentage. So, oh well.
Well, if you got in at 36.9 or something, was that it?
36.39, yeah. 0.36391.
All right, you're up. Yeah, you're up over 5% at the moment. That's a good day trade. So I would,
Okay, Bitcoin's going down. Bitcoin pops up over the weekend. This will follow it. Like everything's been following Bitcoin again. I mean, everything. It's driving me crazy. I thought we were going to get some separation. I was
true, but
hoping.
you have to figure out what kind of trader you are and what kind of, what kind of result you're looking for in this. If you're a day trader, 5% is good. And if this were my trade, I'd probably put a stop loss and be moving it up. If you're swing trading it and you want to hold it for a few days or a few weeks, trying to get to 40, 45, or I mean, where's it been?
I do have a sale at 0.40538.
Okay.
So, but I'm a wishy-washy trader. That's what kind of
Okay,
trader I
well,
am.
that's, you have to make that decision on your own. I'm not sure if I can help you with that, but
I hear you.
okay. But we've got potential back here. Before the dump, it was over 73 cents. So 40 cents is a reasonable target. You can make your trade risk free by putting a stop loss in, slightly above your entry, and now you're risk free. So that's what I would do.
I'll do that. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. So I've
And
got a question on one.
Okay.
OMG. If we could take a look at that on both the altcoin alert and the trading view, but maybe altcoin first. And I'll tell you what caught my eye on this one. To Laura's point, when everything was going up and following Bitcoin today, this was going down, but seems to be pretty well rated across the board for the most part on Altcoin Alert. And I'm thinking that there's a potential upside since it's down now, as opposed to already up like everything else.
Interesting reasoning.
Buy the red, not the green.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, what do I want to do?
OMG.
Search.
Oh my God. Yeah. It's on here.
Yeah, I know it's on here somewhere. I'm trying to remember how to do the find function. I had a little senior moment there. I'm too young for that.
It's on the left above the list.
Above the list, right above where it says Bitcoin at the top, there's a box that says search coin. Just type
Oh,
OMG
duh.
right there.
Here we go.
I forgot they added that. That's probably been there for a while, and
Been there.
I just don't usually search individual coins. I should know that as I'm talking about this particular database.
We were watching your cursor go around.
All right, so all right, so we're bullish. We've got thumbs up, fire. Upper is 3.9%, not bad. Bullish under daily and long-term sentiment, under Elder Impulse, we like that. Down a little bit, like Robert said. Yeah, this is definitely worth a look. It's starting to creep into the, it's just barely bullish, but
Yeah, the altcoin score is not up to 80 or above like they like, but that's not necessarily the end all.
no, of course not. But the AA score is trying to find emerging coins like this, so maybe this one didn't make the cut. Not sure why. Let's
Maybe you're ahead of it. Hey,
you might be.
So I was hoping to see if it's worth entering and then figure out an entry point. I have a low entry point in that, but I think it's too low.
All right, well, let's evaluate that. All right, so on a day, it's way up here, $15 back in May,
Yep.
hit its low about a month ago. It's had a nice recovery since then. Up 100%.
Right.
Like a lot of the other coins we've been seeing, that seems to be a trend. On the hour, following Bitcoin for a while, and then kind of diverging today. It had a nice move up yesterday. The 5 minute. Got some short-term support in this vicinity around 595, 590-ish. Drifting down a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what I would do. I would set an alert around 592, 590. Where was your low buy order, Robert?
Well, I put it in super low at $5 just as a Hail Mary, but
Okay, let's see. The last time it was down there was
because it did hit that not all that long ago, I think.
Yeah, it was there yesterday. So
Right, that was my thought.
that's reasonable. All right, so we got the Hail Mary at $5, and on a day trade, I might want to catch it down here between 580 and 590 to
Okay. And then what would you be looking to exit at then if you did something like that?
So you got the SMA line, you'd probably be trending down a little, down some. So let's say hypothetically we got in at 585,
Mm-hmm.
got some resistance here at 599. Some more here at 610. And at the top here on 614. So I tend to go for the middle. Probably look for. There's also big numbers. Here, round numbers, 599, 2.5% on a spot trade. is okay for a day trade. But in a pumping market like this, I'd probably go for the middle, for the 606, 607. Try to get 4 to 5%. Actually, I have to get up to 609 for that. So yeah, I'd be looking at this resistance here.
Mm-hmm.
Try to get around 4%
Okay,
on a day trade.
thank you. I might
Welcome.
play around with that one a little bit.
All right. Let's see, we never did make it to ADA, did we? Well, we looked at my trade. It didn't go so well. All right, so yeah, they all pretty much look the same here. A lot of bullishness on the elder impulse on the daily. We can look at DOT. Got thumbs up, neutral. It's kind of low. DOT's been pumping lately. All right. Back in May, it was up to almost $50. Dropped quite a bit. But it has made a nice move. 170% last month. We like that. On the 1 hour, trending up since yesterday. Seeing a pattern develop here. And a nice move up today in the wee hours. And then kind of bouncing. We got support or resistance here at about 28.40. And some short-term support here, about 27.50. Looking really squeezy here. Yeah. Man, not liking this. Not enough juice in this squeeze in my mind on a day trade. Now, if you think it's going to go back to 50, swing trade, you put a low buy order in, around 26, 26.50, that area. Try to catch it low, like Robert was talking about. And then maybe ride this up on a swing trade, but I don't really see a good day trade option other than just putting an alert down here. Maybe here around 27.50 or 26. So let's look at altcoin alert and sort differently. How about trading activity? I'm not sure why nothing would be on top. These are all poops.
And it again.
Did I do this right? Oh,
And
there
it
we go.
again. There.
That's it. Okay, I got thrown by the very bearish. I should know better. So usually when you get a high trading activity and then a low A score, the A algorithm thinks it's played out. So, up 12% today on FX. Not that familiar with this one. AVAX was up in the top 5 recovery today. So that's definitely in the trading activity towards the top. Got neutral, fire on social, above 5%. Here, bullish on elder, neutral on long-term, 28%. I think that's played out. So I'm not going to look at that one. FTT I like.
FTX, you mean?
Yeah, but the ticker's FTT. So
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah.
yeah, but the
Is that
FTX
that sports token that Tom Brady just
yeah,
endorsed?
yeah, I keep meaning to see if they have a USA option. I think they do, but I've traded leverage tokens on that before. I like that exchange. It's easy to use, and they have all kinds of cool. They have trailing stop losses, OCOs. I mean, all kinds of stuff like that are helpful if you want to ride a coin up. But the volume's notoriously low. It's still kind of small, though it's trying to challenge. With all the trouble Binance has been having, it's trying to challenge it to take over on leverage tokens and expand their spot trading. So yeah, let's check it out. FTT, is that my list? No, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, on the day, got as high as 62 and it's recovered most of that. Yeah, over 100% last month. Was trending up nicely, a pretty big dip here today. Oh, that would have been nice. One crashing, not really a crashing dip, but a bunch of candles going down, another one. And this is a better example of a two dips, and a MACD cross. You get them bowed out like this. So probably would have gotten in this vicinity here, down a little bit, and then up here for 3.5%. That's a pretty good day trade. But we're too late for that. Could go into another sequence. Or we're above the SMA line. If it gets some candle action going up, you know, a trend trade up to this resistance, around 5%. A little risky, but that might be worthwhile. Otherwise, try to catch it down here and take advantage of the next dip cycle or dip sequence. So that's what I would do with FTT. All right, well, let's maybe look at one more from that sort. HNT. Very bearish. If it's very bearish or bearish, I don't look at it. If it's neutral or better on a trading activity sort, I will look at it. Easy, don't know that one. Polymath. We looked at GRT already. Could look at Phantom. Bullish at 75.1, fire here. I'd like to see that a little higher, but not a deal breaker. Bullish and very bullish. FTM, I'm up 1% today, not played out yet. I've traded this off and on over the months, so. Okay, got pretty good recovery. Most of them are looking like this anymore. Up over 200%, wow. The hour. Made its most yesterday afternoon, trending down a bit since then. Ooh. Starting a dip sequence here. It's Bitcoin dumping. It's dropping a little. So this I'm looking for at least a 1-2 dip with a strong MACD cross, or a 1-2-3 dip entirely. I forgot to turn my alerts off. So this one you probably have to wait a while. It's already oversold on the RSI on the 5-minute. Yeah, this one has potential. So we'll probably set an alert down here around 477 and reevaluate. Now that ADA just showed up on my alert, which probably means, yeah. Let's see what alert went off. So that is something I've been tinkering with on the 15-minute chart. Dipped to 35 and came up. I like to see happen on these RSIs where I'm trying to catch a good dip trade. is have it go below 30 and then come back. When it's starting to come back, it's usually around the third dip or it's starting to recover. But the downside of this particular alert is that it'll also go off if it goes down to 34 and then back up. So it hasn't dropped quite enough for me to seriously consider it, but it has put it on my radar for further evaluation. So 5-minute chart. Yeah, it hasn't broken below the Bollinger Band yet for a first dip, but it might in the near future. So I think ADA and FTM could be potential dipsy trades, 1, 2, 3 dip trades. And that's all I have to say about that. Okay, so that's about all I have for what I wanted to show on Altcoin Alert. You guys have any questions about that, or any other coins you want to look at, or any other sorts or searches to do?
I would say about the searches, if you go back to the AA screen for a minute. I think I noticed this on one of the calls. This week I've been searching on the social activity. Not that I care what people are saying on social activity, but when you search on that, then look at the Elder Impulse Daily and the long-term sentiment, you get all the bullish, very bullish ones grouped together at the top.
Yeah,
So
that's
I've been doing that all week and just like looking at the ones that are basically I was looking for the bullish on both of those before, but I'd have to skip so many. Now when I do social activity, they're all compressed together.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know
You and
why.
I talked about this before,
Yeah.
and yeah, the social activity and the long-term sentiment are correlated.
Yeah.
I'm generally more interested in the Elder Impulse because that's more of a trading charting indicator, and then long-term sentiment would be secondary. But if they group together like this, it'll save some time. So it's not a bad idea.
Thinking. Yeah. So, and it's been working all week. That's what I've been doing when I go to Altcoin Alert. That's the way.
Cannot argue with results. So
yeah, if I look at the top 5, it's one thing, but then the next thing I do is that, and it seems good.
All right. Well, we have to factor in John's social activity sort in the future. So if I forget next Friday, feel free to remind me.
I'm a social media kind of guy.
I know you're all over. You're
an
influencer, right?
I literally opened a Twitter account this week for the first time ever. So I think the thing is dead. I think it will now just close up.
So you'll have.
I only did it to follow people, that I want to follow in coins. So
yeah, that makes sense.
If that's where they are, I had to have a damn account. So anyway, that's all I got.
Sounds good. Any other questions, thoughts, searches, sorts?
Well, not on AA, but maybe Ocean Protocol.
Ocean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really nice action today. Let's get the broad view. I've not looked at this in quite a while. Just had the recovery in the last month. Big pumping up lately. Man, I got creamed on this in May. I haven't looked at it since. Yeah, it's pumping up like crazy. It looks like it wants to go back to, it's been as high as nearly $2 back in April. Yeah, so, there's a chance it could work its way back there sometime in the next, by the end of the summer or fall as a day trade. It's kind of risky to buy something up here, but the trend can be your friend.
For a swing trade,
2.7% up to the, which line is this? This is the third standard deviation. But otherwise, there's really no short-term. Yeah, There's nothing to use for a retracement. So yeah, I have to go all the way to the day chart to find, where it's been back on May 19th, could go back up to 108. So I'm not real comfortable with this as a day trade, but if you're willing to hold it for a while, it could go back to where it was. So I know the CryptNation guys like this project. I don't know that much about it, but if it does dip in the short term, set an alert down here, maybe around 85 cents. There's some support, 81. Actually, that might be a better, in the low 80s might be a better place to try to catch this, but that's probably what I would do. All right, John
Alright.
wants to look at ACH. I think I traded this on Coinbase last week. Look at the Coinbase chart. Let's look at the other chart. Can't type. Let's see, Huobi. All right, I've got better history, but it pumped with the Coinbase listing, so this is not real helpful. On the hour, made a nice move up on the 18th, dropped yesterday, and has surpassed the 18th pump. So all right, it's above the SMA line, smaller candles. The top of the Bollinger is 2.5%. The third deviation's over 5. Got support in this vicinity here around 7.5 cents, 7.6. So if it dips down there, that would be a good entry on a day trade, possibly. The SMA line, it would be curving down. So let's use this line here. 7%, it's excellent day trade. So yeah, if you get some candle action here, you might want to do a quick scalp to be on the trend, or do an alert down here around 7.5 cents to catch a dip sequence. Yeah. All right. Well, guys, we are over 50 minutes. I've been yakking. So any other questions, concerns, anything else on Altcoin Alert trading? Okay, I think there might be a couple of you who want to hang around after the recording. Might be interested in one of my bizzes. So I'll go ahead and stop the recording here. If you're watching the recording, I appreciate you showing up, and we will see you on Monday or Friday. So